Round 7 of the iRacing Indycar series is in Detroit. Not the new track downtown, but the old Belle Isle Circuit. Let me start off by saying, this track hates you. It will find new ways to kill you. The crown in the road on pit out, the inside wall coming onto the back straight, the camber in the final corner. It just wants to connect you to God's Wi-Fi. With that in mind, the setup is built around traction and bump handling. Well, when it comes to handling the bumps here,
That's the neat thing. You don't.
The track features a lot of tricky bumps that have famously claimed many a race car and a pace car. So my biggest survival advice to you is you gotta hit the road and practice. So before we get into the set itself, let's talk about the track. It, along with Long Beach, are the only street circuits on the calendar, with St. Pete and Toronto being replaced by Sebring and Circuit de Villeneuve respectively. So it will be tight, chaotic, and unfortunately, a workout. So before each race, first I drink some water, and then I prepare myself to lose iRating. The front straight at Belle Isle might as well not exist. There's a right-hand kink that spits you out into all 20 feet of it. Get as close to the wall on the left as you can to set you up for the immediacy of turn 1. I use the transition from the black banners to the red ones on the left to gauge my braking and turn in for the first corner. In race trim, it's a 3rd gear corner, but in Q, it's a 4th gear. Avoid the curbs here. Even with max damping, they will send you sideways and into the wall. You want to sacrifice this corner and not track out too far to the left to set up for turn 2. This left-right complex is deceptively tricky, as that little patch of asphalt in the middle of 1 and 2 can upset the car if hit the wrong way. Your goal in 2 is to maximize your momentum to carry you down the long back straight, but you also need to minimize how much you're keeping the wheel turned on exit. There's a large bump on that exit that will send you into the wall if you are not careful. It's like driving rookie Mazdas at Lime Rock Classic, just multiplied by cancer. The main straight here was taken from the whoop section of a motocross track. You need to get from the right to the left, however doing so aggressively at speed can unsettle the car, so gently bring the car over. Here you'll hit top speed, but you're still moving much too slow, as the track has one of the shortest straights on the calendar. By the time you hit the Penske Attenuator seam fill bridge, you should be on the left side of the track. Turn 3 is the primary passing spot on the track. Brake at the second marker, the 300-meter board, and turn in at the start of the Cadillac advertising. Avoid the curve on the inside as it will beat you up, give you a wet willy, and shove your head in. I'm not trauma dumping. Just don't touch the curb on the inside if you like having all 4 wheels on the ground. That was the line I should have read. The outside curb is fine. Just don't touch the grass or you'll get an off track. Since turn 3 is the biggest passing zone, I recommend at least a few laps of braking offline in practice so you know what to expect should you need to take a lunge yourself or defend yourself from a Kyle Larson paint doing what they do best. The next right-hander after 3 is easy to take in 2nd gear, and the curb here is more forgiving. They're the guy who will steal your meme but like it first. Get up to 3rd gear on the exit and go to the right side of the track for the left-hander that comes afterwards. For turn 5, use the angle wall as your braking guide and turn in. Avoid the curb on the inside. Again, the track switches direction here as well. So get to the other side quick and use the end of the advertising as your reference for 6. Turn 6 leads onto the back straight, so it's the most important corner of this complex. Focus on getting a good exit and putting the power down. The back straight is about as straight as main, and it has some wild bumps. Go to the left to shorten the distance, but not too far to the left that you hit the worst of the bumps. As you get up to the Corvette bridge, get ready to get down to 2nd gear again. For turn 7, avoid the inside curb as per the usual. If you overshoot the corner, feel free to use the runoff that is provided just like at turn 3 to save yourself. Flick spin the car and resafe join lane. Don't pull a Paul Tracy, and I know there's multiple pulling a Paul Tracy, but none of them are good. Turn 7 is also a major passing spot. On a normal lap, Use the bridge as your braking reference and try to keep to the wall on the outside before turning in. But again, practice other lines should you need to use them come race time. For 8, stay to the right as the wall juts out and use the Auto Trader banner as your reference to get the car into first gear. It will be unsettled as you first turn in, and the transition from concrete to asphalt is rough. Watch how much brake you still have on when you turn in, as that can send you into a race-ending spin. Shift to second gear, and for your comfort you can short shift to third for the sweeping right-hander.
You are dumb, Private Papa. Do you expect me to believe that you don't know left from right?
Sir, no, sir!
This corner is tricky on cold tires, so be prepared to catch the car. Avoid the high curves again, and let the car coast in the latter half. Downshift the second and then first, and stick to the left to square up the right-hand corner. Getting down on the power here is tricky, but get a good run into the penultimate corner is vital for good lap time. Brake before the 200-meter board, and turn in hard. I often take this corner in second gear, once again with no curb usage. Get up to third gear, and get set up for the one corner I have yet to figure out. The final corner has a lot of sudden camber, and will send you spinning so hard you'll laugh because you know you're gonna die. I've been taking in third and not running at full throttle. Then, storm down the right-hand kink to finish the lap. Under right is pit entry, which is fairly easy here. Brake a good 75 meters before the tire barrier and you should make the pit speed cone. The pit lane is short here, so in no time, you'll watch your pit crew move their feet and send you back on your way. Be careful on pit out, as it exits onto the racing line in turn 2. Cutting to the inside after the blue cone can easily spin you due to the crown of the road. Watch your relative on pit exit to avoid an accident. On to qualifying here. It's just scary. There's no other way around it. 10x will invalidate your lap, so feel free to run a 2-lap quali if you want. You will need to add additional fuel to do so, however. As with most road courses, you will want to slow roll your way to the green. Don't go above third gear, and don't slide your tires before your flying lap begins. Personally, I will be running 2 outlaps before attempting my flyer. This gets the tires into the right window versus 1 slow roll lap. However, if you're scared of the wall tap, there's no shame in avoiding this. A 0x or a crash ruins this strategy. It's high risk, high reward. When you do launch for your flying lap, do so after the fountain section. With this setup, I managed a 1 minute 13.7 in IIS conditions with an optimum of 1 minute 13.2 seconds. For the race set, I believe alts will be the preferred tire. For this race, they are green, not red. You'll be spending most of the race on these avocado tires, but be mindful that sliding them, particularly on the outlap, will limit your pace on them. While I did experience fall-off, that fall-off was fairly reasonable, to the point you won't lose much time to primary runners come the end of a stint. My best lap on alts in race trim was 1 minute 14.7, with an optimum of 1 minute 14.4. The primaries are the scary tire. You will have to run them once, and they offer the least amount of grip. At no point will you have a major advantage over an alt rubber user based on my data from last year and my laps on this set. Get this out of the way as early as you can so you'll be on the preferred tire at the end of the race. My best lap on primaries was a 1 minute 15.7 with a 1 minute 15.3 optimal time. Be prepared for chaos, particularly at the beginning of the race, but with preparation, you don't gotta lose your mind in Detroit. See you on track.